And folks, we are back at Santa Ana Bowl here in downtown city of Santa Ana, where we are getting prepped and ready for the second half here of Valley's home game. The 7th game of the season for them, coming in with a record of 3 wins, 2 losses, and a tie. Nicely in command here, 27-10 halftime lead over league rival, the Anaheim Colonists, in white, black, and yellow. And one thing I was mentioning to Coach Moore here before the game, Coach Moore, I should say Moore, head coach of Valley. Really enjoy that color scheme of Valley's, classic UCLA look, because I'm a kind of a UCLA fan. I didn't go there, but I do follow their games. I like that college football.
If they start doing the 8 clap, let me know.
And he says, you know what? He says I tolerate it, and it is what it is. He says, if I was in charge, I'd change the color scheme, because I'm a USC man through and through. My dad went to USC. Yes, I didn't go, but my dad did, and I was trained to cheer for USC all my life.
Remember when Craig Ferdy took over as a high school coach for a while in Orange County? He actually got him into the USC colors. That was fun too.
Yeah, that's right. Well, they had a similar color scheme. Estancia High School he's talking about, folks. Estancia, the public high school in Costa Mesa, just south of us. So they had red and gold, and they changed it to really scarlet and gold, and more of a USC look. But they retain that. Actually, Estancia is now, they have Jim Scott Stadium over there. He was a huge donor down to Costa Mesa's high schools plural. There's 2 of them there for many years, and he was the main contributor for the funds for that stadium being built, because of course both those schools for many years played all their home games at Orange Coast College on the other part of town. All right, so Valley kicking off, defending the north goal to start here in the second half, and we have 1 deep man there for Anaheim. And they do a semi-pooch kick again down the middle field, and they cover it up. So Valley doing some of the sneaky stuff here, but doesn't work in their favor. And number 8 for the Colonists covers it up, Sergio Mendoza. And it will be 1st and 10 with very good field position for them, and they need it. They are down by 3 scores from their own 40-yard line. So put a lineman here there for you, 64. And 51 is Kevin Rivera for the Colonists, 64. 64, we don't have him on our program here. We'll try to get the rest of them for you. Blacks are split and set strong. And on the run here from the motion play, or the motion goes to kind of a do-si-do swing your partner tackle. Down he goes. That was Duran Savastin. And Savastin, who is listed as a wide receiver, does that motion run, and it takes it on the fly there, pushes his guys out for about a gain of about roughly 7 yards to about the 42-yard line or so, the minus 42.
Yeah, that's actually, I believe, what they call a fly sweep. They went to split backs that time. They haven't done that. First time I've seen that. It's interesting formation. Now they're back to their normal pro eye, almost pro eye.
2nd and 3. They keep it on the ground here. Gets past one tackler, missed tackle, but the second one pulls him down from behind, and nice, good, hard clean it right around the waist there. 28, that was Tafoya, and he got, Josh Tafoya, first carry of the second half. Vidal Almazan, defensive end, caught him from behind there. Did a good job of staying with the ball carrier on the line there as he pulled him down from behind. And Almazan, again, he is the right side defensive end. Or actually, pardon me, he's the, And now he lines up this time on the left side. So he usually lines up on the weak side where there's 2 guys to the center. A little bit of shifting by the backfield guys. Now it's a split backfield. Now motion here. Now we have flags and whistles and flags. So too much time. Delay a game. And they're more on their mind on their moves, and they're shifting the backfield more than the clock there.
I was really looking forward to seeing that play also, because the backs just shifted, and you often do that for individual abilities. You change it for a blocker or a runner or something, but then they had that fly man come across. I bet there was a combination play or a second play they did a moment ago. That time they were going to. Interesting to see what they were going to do, but I was curious to see what the play was. I'm sorry that one blew up.
Yeah. So let's get to some of the other linemen here. If my eyes don't deceive me, we got number 60 there on the field for Anaheim. 60 is Juan Bacardo, senior, 5'9", 200 pounds, 76 for Anaheim. Let's get the rest of them here. 76 is N-O-E, Delgadillo. I always love that last name, Delgadillo. It has a ring to it. 76 or 78. Let's see here. 78 is Robert Rodriguez. I believe he's one of the other linemen as well. 51 is Kevin Rivera. I already mentioned him. And I'm missing one other guy there. 66 or 68. Let's see here. 68, I believe, is Sebastian Medina. He's one of the other guys as well. And Jason Brown, number 66. Round out your offensive lineman. First down and 15 after the penalty. I formation they come. 2 receivers to the right of the quarterback, the long side. Deep man takes it. Scampers forward to the right side of the line and just kind of gets blasted there by a host of light blue shirts and gold pants. Down he goes. Tafoya. And he gets his guys back about 3 or 4 yards. I'd call it 4 or 5. Not bad. And he's a gutsy runner, but just doesn't pack a lot of punch. He's not the type of runner that's going to throw his body into a would-be tackle. He'll try to avoid him if he can because he hasn't got the size advantage. But he is a good runner, and he knows how to make his moves and follow his blockers and find his lanes. 2nd and 12. They got 3 yards back on that one. Backfield kid, deep backfield running back goes in motion forwards. And on the run, the quarterback tosses it, and a little bit of miscommunication, or somebody ran the wrong route or called the wrong play or something. Looked like it was probably intended there for number 28, Tafoya, incomplete.
As you can see, he was looking for the quick hitch pattern and didn't like it. Either somebody got in the way or somebody jumped the route up there tight. So then he kind of wandered out there and tried to hit him again, and then just ended up throwing it away. Good defense actually stopped that one.
Yeah, he's a bit on the run on the rush there too, and that was a kind of an imbalanced throw. This quarterback he's already made one mistake that cost him the most, the touchdown return for the interception return for the touchdown, I should say. And sometimes he'll throw him off imbalance or running to the left, and you're a righty thrower and off the back foot. You got to be careful with that stuff. 3rd and 12, rolling to his right. Guidry puts it up, fires a bullet into the gut of his receiver downfield. A mid-range pass, it's caught and it's complete, but he's short of the first down of about 6 yards there. But a nice play there by Tafoya. And Alex Hernandez, who again is one of the few but very good both-way players. Hernandez, again, tailback and running back, or defensive back and running back, stops him well short of the first down. 4th and about a long 5 yards, and they'll probably be punting. Yep.
I like the way he rolled out with a purpose. He didn't drift. A lot of quarterbacks will get out there and just drift and sort of just go parallel. He turned it up, threw it hard, right on target. Good catch. 4th and about 5.
Anaheim does have good special teams. This kid is one good punter. We have a flag thrown already, and he doesn't put the full leg into it because he wants to make sure that it doesn't go into the end zone. He boots it, takes a bit of a neutral bounce here, and Anaheim downs it without a return there, about at the 14, 15-yard line. But again, we do have a flag down that was thrown even before the punter put his foot into it, and we will see what they're going to call here. The punter there is number 6, I believe, Aguilar, Jonathan Aguilar, and yeah. And he is a senior, 160 pounds, looks a bit bigger than that, but they are going to bring it back. No, it was against...
illegal procedure,
okay.
Declined.
So Valley will take the football, and they'll be setting up shop at around the 15, 16-yard line.
That is an excellent kicker. He punted the ball well. You saw the field goals early. I think that's 5 for 5 for the year now. And he punted that one nicely, pooched it down there a little bit, not the full bore. Yep. And I think he's the St. Anna says, I'll just take it on my 11, because if he does it again, it might be inside the 5.
Yeah, there's an art to that. I mean,
that's respect.
Yeah, naturally, you want to boot it as hard as you can, but he knew that if he did that, it might go into the end zone. So
we kick it as hard as he can. Not he doesn't have to.
That's true. Number 1, this is Aguilar on the scamper, or Hernandez, pardon me, on the scamper. Gets up to about the 19-yard line. A little change of direction and running, and virtually the whole running play. As we have a player slow to get up. He's laying on his side there, on his right side, I guess. I think that was the ball carrier, probably was Hernandez, or is it a blocker of his? Let's see. He is slow to get up. Yeah, that is Hernandez. He is going to take a breather here for at least a couple plays. Looks like he's okay, but of course he's marching off, as you can see, on his own power, so they bring in another player to replace him. Everett Roca comes onto the field as he comes off. So about 4 yards, but it was hard earned. He'll take a break here for a bit, and they'll tend to him and see what's going on. And he sits right down and looks like he needs to do some stretching or some cramps or something, but they're tending to him right now on the near sideline here near us. 2nd and 6. Imbalanced at backfield, split and set weak here. On the weak side is the up man. And the deep man takes the carry here, trying to follow his lead blockers. He does very nicely, scampering to the left side and pushes his way forward for enough for the first down. Nice effort there by Everett Roca. So Roca, who replaced on the field there Alex Hernandez, gets the touch right away and comes up sitting pretty here. Needed 6 yards for the first down. He got that and a little bit more. Nice job by him and pushes his team out to the 20. Well, actually, he needs 6. It got exactly 6. Gets these guys gets his team the first down. Again, we'll get you the linemen here left to right in just a moment. 8:51 and ticking. It's 27-10 Valley. Similar formation. 2 receivers to the right side, the long side of the quarterback. Here's the give. Legs go flying as he goes down. And that was once again there, number 21, Everett Roca. Down he goes. Cut down early. Lineman left to right there for your Valley Falcons. Left tackle, Ishmael Solis. He's a senior. Did not play last year. Last played as a sophomore. Rich Mercado. He's a right guard, junior. He was a JV player in the 12 season, in the 012 season. Matthew Pagao, who is a pretty good ball snapper there. He is the center, junior. Defensive lineman played last year as a D-line. We have 1 receiver to the right side. We have double tight ends to the right. We are split backfield here and set strong. The up man is on the strong side. Player kind of leaps forward in the middle there and gets a few yards on the gain. And got hit and knocked. He got clobbered there by a couple guys. Main perpetrator on the play there for Anaheim, Fernando Delgado. The man with many vowels makes the stop. He's a junior, 140 pounds, kind of a light kid. Matthew Pagano is your senior, or is your center, pardon me, a junior, a defensive lineman last year. Daniel Allo, probably the best lineman on that line. He is the right guard. He's a junior, started last year as a sophomore. And right tackle, Sal Gutierrez Jr., played JV and somewhat on the varsity last season for the Falcons. Flag goes down as a player. They keep it right down, right up the gut here. Maybe about 3 or 4 yards there before got clobbered there by number 63 or 60. Roca was the ball carrier, number 64, big number 64 there for Anaheim. Made the stop there. Cesar Amezcua, 5'10", 220 pounds. That's a guy with a lot of girth. Makes a stop. Valley guilty of illegal motion. So if somebody moved before the ball was supposed to snap. Can't do that. That'll cost you 5 yards, and that small gain is nullified. So again, Valley doing their classic, keep it on the ground for the most part between the tackles, churn up the clock, make the clock your friend type of offense. I don't expect to see them change anything up because, again, they're in a comfortable lead and they can run the type of offense they want. And, of course, what Coach Moore and his staff likes are just keeping your offense on the field and keep them off. They're doing things to a T. Their game plan is coming to fruition here. Quarterback stutter steps his way up forward and just gets clobbered there by number 41 there. Wow. Or 51, pardon me, 51 linebacker, thanks, for Anaheim. And we do not have a name for number 51.
That's the way to defend the triple option, the option play. Just blow the quarterback up. That's one of the ways to do it, and it's just hard. But just match up and crush the quarterback earlier, make him pitch immediately. He didn't that time. They haven't run that much. That was a very good defensive play.
Actually, I think it was maybe 61.
Could be.
And they're punting it away for only a second time here, or third time tonight. Second time here in the first half, or second half, pardon me. And no return down by Valley around the 27-yard line.
The first time he signaled fair catch and missed it, and it was a turnover down by the 6-yard line. This time they didn't signal fair catch at all, just let it bounce, and they got away with it. It's first and 10 at the 31-yard line. We have 6:30 left in the third quarter. The Falcons lead in the Colonists 27-10.
Well, we haven't seen a sack here yet tonight by Valley. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a couple of them coming here in the ensuing rest of the game. Because the Colonists, as the clock ticks down, they're going to have to go probably more to the throw. And the Valley Falcons, that plays in their defensive strategy because they have a very fierce, good pass rush when it's against passing teams or when a team is throwing. And we'll see maybe register some sacks as this game goes along. They just plug up the middle right away, didn't neutralize that defensive line, and then they get the stop. No gain on that. Maybe lost half a yard. And down goes the ball carrier. A couple guys involved in that stop, including numbers 1 and 2, or 1 and 12. No gain. Alex Hernandez, your defensive back, came up to make the stop. He comes up and makes a lot of stops early. He snuffs out those runs pretty quick. And Brian McGowan, the linebacker, helped in on the stop. 2nd and 10. No yards gain. Ball's at the 30-yard line. 2nd and 10 for Anaheim. Guidry, quarterback. His strong side's the right side. He's a split backfield here. Working quickly. And the backfield man takes it. Nice lane in the middle. First wave of tacklers knock. Oh, he lost the football on the second hit there, and the second would-be tackler. He just separated him from the ball by far. Puts it on the ground, and they're unpiling the pile. Let's see who's got it. No indication yet. Now they say that Anaheim got it back.
The guy who made the tackle still on the ground down there. I can't tell who it was.
Back on his back. He's flat on his back.
He's flat on his back. He made a great hit and knocked the ball loose. Well, I'd love to give you his number and name, but I don't know who it is right now.
We'll see who it is. We'll come. I think that
he made the play.
I think it might have been Hernandez. Oh, no, Hernandez is still in the field there, so it's not him. So looks like maybe a linebacker, I'm guessing. But they put the ball on the ground, but they recover it back up, and they maintain possession of the football, and that's rule number 1, folks. Hang on to that ball, and don't forget possession. Still 9/10 of the law. Be careful out there. So Anaheim maintains possession, but they take a breather here to tend to the injured player who is flat on his back and looks like he's motionless. That's never a good thing. And again, we don't have a name on who this is because we can't see his number just yet. But we certainly hope he's going to be okay. And it could be just one of those wind knocked out of you things, and that can be pretty frightening. Now he's up on, for the most part, his own power. 21. Number 21 as we can see it now.
Like an ankle.
And
probably an ankle.
Jacob Diaz, who is a linebacker, junior, 5'10", 150 pounds.
He sure made a good hit.
And he, like in the cartoons, he might be seeing stars around his head, but that's nothing to joke about. The human body is as strong as some of these players can be for their age and their size. Wasn't meant to crush into bodies on a regular basis like you see. It's not only just the big ding hits that can really mess you up in the head with concussions, just the constant pounding and clanking of bodies. A little bit of jump in there, but no flag on the defensive line for Valley. And they try to run it down the middle. It gets caught around the legs there. Down goes the ball carrier. I think it was number 44 on the carry. 44? 14. Yeah, 14 was the ball carrier, David Soto. Or pardon me, no, I'm looking at the wrong roster. Forgive me, not David Soto. Number 14, Aaron Luna. So he called out, I think, his name once earlier in the first half for a carry, a second carry of the night. Gets his guys about 3 yards or so. Their ball is just shy of midfield here, 49-yard line of their own. Inside 5 minutes and ticking here in the third quarter. Again, they are down by 3 scores. Anaheim is 27-10. They want some points. They need it bad. And they keep it down the middle here. Twists and falls forward for yardage from the minus 49 to about the plus 48. So I'll call it a gain of about 2.5 or 3. And I think that was Tafoya once again. 28. Yeah. Josh Tafoya, and he got blasted there by Valley's number 44, Vidal Almazan. He's defensive end. He's had a few stops here tonight, having a good game. He's been all over the field here tonight. Looking good. 3rd and 4. Money play here. Wings to the right. 2 receivers are in on each side of the quarterback. He puts it up. Ooh!
Oh, great.
Oh, my.
Oh, good.
He got a hand on it, but it went right into the hands of the receiver. It touched the hands of Alex Hernandez, but the receiver's right in the spot where the ball got deflected to.
Good, strong throw, and number 30, I think it was, just sat on that and had that read, and nothing but fame and glory and white lines ahead of him. Went right through his hand and made the reception. Great defense. Turns out to be a first down.
Gilbert Garcia accepted that into his gut and made a nice catch. That was a money play. They needed a first down. They got it.
That ball is slippery tonight. It's been going through all kinds of things.
And you couldn't ask for better defense than Alex Hernandez. He just wasn't able to get a handle on it, but he was in the right place at the right time. Just hit him in the hands and sailed through. They keep it on the ground, down the middle here, up the gut. About a good 5 yards more here. So again, you've got Anaheim pushing forward for more yards, but they need to mind the clock too. Even though it's only the third quarter, they got 3 scores to make up for. That was once again, Tafoya. He pushes his guys out to about the 39-yard line. So about a gain of 4. We'll call it 3rd and 6. Yeah, 3rd and 6. 3:19 and ticking here in the third quarter. So if I'm the Anaheim columnist, I would probably maybe try to run, not saying no huddle, but maybe some quicker huddles here just to preserve the clock. You need to get a few scores here, and if they don't score here, they might be in trouble in a big way. Because you got 2 opponents down there, the Valley Falcons and the clock. Nice outside scamper here, end around run, stays on his feet, thunders his way all the way down to about the 21-yard line before he finally gets clunks bodies with the tacklers. Nice job by number 10.
Good fly sweep, 2 good blocks. Penalties on neither, and we have another Valley player down. But that was the fly sweep. He got out there, and they say 2 good blocks, didn't hold. The other one guy was saying, I got my hands completely away from him, not even close. As they say, a 17-yard gain, be first and another 22, 23-yard line, another Santa Ana player down.
Indeed, he's flat on his back, and he's been being tended to, stretching his legs a bit. That was Duran Sevestan. Sevenston is how he says his last name. Senior, 5'10", 165 pounds. Neither side really a big team. It's say some of the, of course, the biggest guys on either side are going to be the linemen. But when you look at the linemen, most of them are in their low 200s. Not a really huge guy out there, but so not particularly big teams. But now we have he's hobbling off the field here. Number 30. 30 is for Valley High School is Joseph Pham, linebacker. So he'll probably rest the rest of the night here. He's hobbling, looks like, again, an ankle situation, and at least ankles aren't knees. Knees are more serious than ankles, Knox, as you know, you played.
I was amazed. I had very few injuries. Had one, but nothing like a knee. Very lucky.
Knees can end a career or end your life as far as football players go. There's no doubt about that. So we have a timeout called by Valley as a whistle sound, and they're going to consult and going to consult with Coach Moore, the defensive coordinator, head coach and defensive coordinator, and they will see what kind of strategy they want to run here. And again, Valley runs a classic 50 defense where they pull up the linebackers typically, especially when you're running against a side, against a team that is run happy and run heavy, and that's what they're up against here tonight, as we can see plainly. While we have a chance here, Joe Moore, a son of course, the head coach and brother to James Moore, who's on the Valley staff here, offensive line coach. He is a freshman. He played, of course, last year for his father here at Valley. Was a starting quarterback for, I believe, 2 years. He went to George Fox University in Newberg, Oregon, a D3, a Division III school. And they haven't had football in Knox for 45 years, and they're bringing back football next season.
There's a few around the country that are bringing football in. It's interesting to watch. I get a sort of a newsletter of that sort of thing, but it's interesting that there's some schools not everybody's dropping it. Schools putting on its alumni likes it, make a little bit of money, costs some money, but it makes some money, gets some recognition. People are doing it.
Strong side to left side, I formation they come. They one step drop and it's underthrown. He just threw it too low, incomplete. It's intended for number 18 Goliath Gaddy, and he just didn't have a chance to get it because it was off target. But yeah, Joe Moore will be playing. So again, even on D3 level, you have 5 years to play you have 5 seasons to play 4 years of football, and of course he's there for his freshman year, not playing because there is no football. But he has a serious chance. But he purposely went to that school because he knew he would have a chance to play as a freshman, or as soon as they brought the sport back, which will be next season, the 2014 season. So he's pretty happy up there. He told his dad on the phone a couple weeks ago, he says, it rained here for 5 days in a row. I'm not used to that. Didn't see the sun for 5 days. It was kind of freaked him out a little bit because he's used to Southern California weather. Oh, down he goes. And he got smothered there. Somebody didn't pick these guys up. Number 1 in there, like a terror, Alex Hernandez. So he's had a great game on offense and a very good game on defense. He's been all over the field here tonight. He's my player of the game, no doubt, for the Falcons so far. And he had help from one of his teammates there, I think, I believe it was number 8 there, Isaac Guerrero. So Guerrero is on the field as well, who is, again, he's regularly a defensive back. That's his usual spot. And he's seeing some action here in the second half. And again, he's been a quarterback, as I mentioned earlier, because of the original starter going down, Edgar Astorga. So he's been doing the team thing, helping out the team. Split backfield, split pretty wide. Again, the motion man takes this ball from running from left to right on the offensive side, or right to left on the offensive side of the ball. Down he goes. Probably a loss of yardage there. It was 18 on the carry there. Again, 18 Goliath Gaddy, and it got snuffed out pretty quick. We do have a flag down right where the tackle was made.
Probably a late hit on somebody.
Can't do that stuff.
Or late block, maybe.
So, also a pretty light kid for a lineman, number 60 for Anaheim. Let's see what the name of that kid is. Juan Bacardo, 5'9", 200 pounds. That's he looks a little bit lighter than 200 pounds, but not very tall for a lineman. But he's one of the guys in there blocking his way forward for his team, for the Colonists. And the officials still confer here. We'll see what they haven't marked it off yet. They're about to. But yeah, good old George Fox University in Newberg, Oregon will bring in back football, and Joe Moore, son of head coach, it's against the Colonists. They march it back. Holding is the call. I've never seen a longer consultation for just an ordinary hold in my life. Have you?
No.
That was kind of strange. Usually it's pretty cut and dried, holding. A lot of consultation down there before they marked it off and said what it was. But yeah, Joe Moore will have a chance to play as a freshman, or should say next year as a sophomore, but he'll be able to play 4 years even though he's there now. because even on the D3 level, you have 5 years to play 4 years of football. There is wait.
They declined to take 4th down.
Okay.
It was not after the play; it was during the play.
Okay. Well, a very laborious holding call is nullified, or declined, I should say. We'll call it a non-penalty, and we are looking at 4th down because they want to force the down. That's what they want.
Somewhat of a big play.
Valley wants.
It's 4th and about 16-yard line, 16 yards, trailing 27-10. If they get this, they're almost back in they're in the game. If they don't, it's going to be uphill. A lot more.
Well, like I said, Knox, this is a good kicker, and this is probably within his range, even though it's a bit of a distance.
No, he's the kicker. He can handle the range. This is 37 at 10, 47 yards. As we said earlier, when the goalposts were on the goal line, it was just, they were right there. Now they move back.
Yeah. So
and the real old ones had two sides, two posts.
Usually striped.
Yeah.
And it was that the way it was in the AFL days? Because you were used to see AFL.
Yeah, and you could scrape people off of it too. I mean, as you ran by, you could take the defensive back off. It was just very deep, very scary. But they finally changed that.
I remember when it was when the goalposts were still at the front of the end zone back in the early '70s in the NFL, and I remember watching a game in which I forget what team. He played for 3 teams. Billy Kilmer.
Oh, yes.
Kilmer played for the Saints, the 49ers, and the Redskins.
From Pomona, and he was one of the 3 quarterbacks for Washington.
And he played at Citrus College.
San Francisco.
High snap, but they get it down. The kick is it's kind of low, but does it have the distance? It is.
Good.
It is good. It crosses the goes over the crossbar, so it was kind of a semi-lame duck kick, but it had the distance, didn't have the height, but it didn't matter. Again, it's through and it's good.
It's like in golf. They say the best thing about the little score box, there's only room for the score, not the story. No style points on that one, but it made it through. Reminds me, I heard a story from some friends who've been around football a long time the other day. He was doing a freshman game once, coaching, and the guy kicked a field goal, and it looked good. And the referee said it was no good. And he went and asked him, and this beginning referee, sometimes you get those in freshman games, said, no, it was too high. And we're still trying to figure out what he meant by that. But that was one of the strangest calls we'd heard. That was a fine kick, had plenty of distance, no height, no style, but it counted.
That's true, and that's an unusual reply. I've never heard of too high.
I doubt if you ever will either.
Yeah. That's like saying I don't want to eat because I'm not well dressed right now.
Yeah.
Or I'm not. Or are you hungry or not? That's a weird reply. Well, I agree with that call. You needed the points. Now it's a 2-score game, 2 touchdowns, of course, 27-13. But the head coach here of Anaheim, I don't blame him for doing that. You need the points all you can get, and they in a situation where they got what they could. Again, a short kick here. They do an onside kick here. Anaheim fighting and clawing for the ball. I think they got it. Again, all it's got to do is travel 10 yards, and it's anybody's ball, and I think that they came up with it. I think number 8 recovered it. And
that would work for them. That would work for them.
Sergio Mendoza, I believe, was the one that recovered it.
That's the time to do it. That's a good time to do it.
I think they caught finally off guard because, they, of course, usually I think probably Valley would have expected this to happen later in the game, but it happens now, and they're in plus territory, 48-yard line. Anaheim with a chance now to creep closer here, so they get it right back. And some gutsy play calling by the coaching staff there of Anaheim. Split receivers, and then one goes in motion here. And deep backfield man takes this carry, and he bowls forward for a nice narrow lane, but he makes the most out of about a good 8 yards gain there. Nice job. Tafoya, I believe.
The trouble the coach is going to have now, Lenny Boer, is not calling that delayed trap every time. He's only running 2 or 3 times, but it's had big gains every time. That was a fine play. They can't do it too much now, but they got the fly going a little bit, and now they got that. They're reaching out, they're trying to find things to work, and they're coming up with more things.
I formation they come. Deep man takes it. This is Tafoya once again. He's got the blocking help, and kind of a half rear end or half-ass tackle there by number 3, Daniel Salgado. Now I know why. He looks like he's hurt. That's why. So Valley seeing some players go down here in the second half all of a sudden, and so Delgado did all he could to make the stop there, but he was hurt, and I think he got a hard block into his chest or into his gut beforehand. He's down.
we'll let you know about the players as soon as we know. Little story here, I did some checking since this is Anaheim, and the great Mickey Flynn story of 55-56, two-time CIF Player of the Year, the great playoff games they played, like 40,000 people at them. Legends in Southern California, considered the best team of the 50s was Anaheim. And they had 41,000 people, I believe it was the Coliseum. And one of the interesting things was the score was a tie. There was a 13-13, it was against Downey. All that, and it was a Downey, but that's one of the legends of Southern California. Talking to Coach Larry Boer earlier, who's 10-year coach here, 27 years coaching, but he's a graduate of Anaheim. And he said, I was talking before the game with him, he says, yeah, I got the film. Really grainy, old, dark film, but interesting. The coach of that team was Claire van Urbach, the Dutchman. One of the great coaches of years ago, and the Anaheim team was a great team. Mickey Flynn was the icon, the one they always talk about. Obviously, many other great players, but he's the name they all coalesce around in that great 13-13 tie with Downey. There you go.
So walking off slowly there is Daniel Salgado, the star linebacker. They could use him in there, so we'll see if they can get him back on the field, but hope he's okay. But this guy is a main part of that defense. So again, we have two tight ends to the left side of the quarterback. They run to the weak side, the right, and can't quite turn the corner. Try, but just no room there. And that was Cesar Ibarra on the number 10. Forgive me, number 10 is Duran Savastan, who had no touches in the first half, all of a sudden getting a bunch here in the second.
Good job extending the play. That's how you can stop that. Just extend it out there, get plenty of inside-out help. Good defense.
Yeah, very nice. They stuffed it out in the corner there, so cornerbacks getting a workout here tonight with some of the running plays on the Valley's defensive side. We're inside a minute here to go in the third quarter. A little bit of semi-confusion, it seems, there on the part of the quarterback, Guidry. I formation they come, two receivers to the long side, the left of him. Looking for the deep back. The deep back takes it, and they just cut him down early. Gets rocked, socked, and knocked. Down he goes, a loss of about 2.
He did not have his face mask. It looked like he had something up there, but it must have been shoulder pad, which is legal, because the referees are all over that tonight. But good tackle. Loss of 3.
Yep.
30 seconds left and running.
Brian McGowan was one of, I think, 3 perpetrators in that play. Also had help there from big number 44. 44 is Vidal Almazan, who's kind of gotten better as this game has gone along here in the second half, especially. So this probably be the last play of the third quarter. Third down and 14 yards to go from the plus 36. They need something here. Anaheim in trouble. Down he goes. They finally registered their first sack of the night, as he was looking for his receivers to get set where he wanted to throw it, and the protection just broke down, and down he goes. They lose about 10 yards on that one. First. So they are they're in punt formation. The punter is about maybe 11 yards behind the line of scrimmage, so usually they line up about 14, 15 yards, so maybe a possible, be alerted for the fake, perhaps. We have 2 receivers, or 2 guys lining up wide, I should say, not 2 receivers, but 2 guys who are receivers lining up wide, but no, they punt it away. Anaheim's punter puts a nice height to it. And, it takes a bounce, and it doesn't hit the player, and it bounces into the end zone. It's a touchback.
That was not particularly smart of that receiver. He was too close to it. Either catch it or get the heck out of there.
Yeah, that's happened more than once tonight.
Don't do nothing.
Yeah.
You got to do one or the other. Catch it or get out.
Yeah, he misplayed it just a little bit.
It was almost a turnover.
Yeah, that could have been worse, but Valley will take it 1st and 10 at the 20. And again, don't expect to see anything different here. They'll probably just keep it on the ground, down the middle, a couple of the outside runs too, but again, all they want to do is take a long, time-consuming, methodical drive and play their kind of football, which they've, for the most part, done all night here. They've had a few errors, but if they can continue with that, they'll stay in control. Deep man takes it. Nice stutter step there by, again, Alex Hernandez. Hernandez blitzes his way down to about the 33-yard line. A gain to 13. Nice job. First down on first down.
Good power off tackle, pull the off guard and tackle, let them both through, powered it up. Fine run by number 1. Good cuts, good play, solid first down play.
Last year Valley was 7-4 overall, 6-4 in the regular season, 4-1 in the Orange League, second place team I believe out of their league, and lost in the first round. We taped that game against Segerstrom High School last year. Deep man takes the carry here. Ball pops loose. Look out! It's up for grabs. Who got it? Well, some of the guys in white shirts say that they've got it. Anaheim indicates that they've got it, and the officials agree. Look out! Those turnovers can kill you.
That was the same play the other side. pull the garden tackle, let it through. Good job by the defense to get it. They got the hand in there, popped the ball loose. First down, we have 11:19 left in the fourth quarter, trailing by 14 points. Anaheim with the ball.
And the squad with the golden pants has a golden opportunity right here. They got 2/3 of the field behind them to their backs and only 1/3 of it in front of them. 11:19 here in the fourth quarter here, and opportunity staring them in the face, but they need a touchdown. Big time, they know it. And we will see if they will take advantage. We will find out. We have a wing back to the left, and we have double split receivers, very wide pitches to the single back set man, looking for some blocking help. Puts the hand on his blocker, would-be blocker. Downfield he goes for a few yards, maybe 3 or 4, call it 4 maybe. Nice job, as he had a blocker pulling and going forward for him. That was number 5 for Anaheim. And 5 on the dash there was Jonathan Diaz, who's had a few touches here tonight. Not that many, just a few.
Quarterback Hayden Guiden, gimpy as you can see, got up slowly. He'll be all right. He's okay.
Thank you, Laura.
And perpetrator on the play was Alex Aguilar, defensive end, 6'1", 210. He's only a junior. Good mix of juniors and seniors, and a decent number of sophomores here on the Valley side. Down the middle they go, or I should say off tackle to the left side, gets caught from behind and kind of twisted down with a low, hard, clean hit there by number 12. 12 again is Brian McGowan. McGowan, who wasn't heard from all that much in the first half. Certainly making a name for himself here in the second. Doing a good job stopping up some of these runs early. Clock continues to tick with 10:30 and counting. Again, 27-13. The Falcons are in the lead. And Anaheim with a big money play right here. It's 3rd down and 3 yards to go from the 26. They're in field goal range, but they need more than that. I formation they come, 2 receivers to the right side. Flags are thrown once again. Somebody lined up wrong, I think.
No. The defensive man, the linebacker, came in for a blitz and got out of control. And
okay, I didn't even see that.
It got the neutral zone.
Okay.
Big mistake, gave him a first down.
I thought maybe somebody lined up in the neutral zone. I didn't even see the linebacker come up. I was so focused on the offense there.
Just a linebacker.
So
all by himself.
So you got to stay a football's length away from the closest tip of the football. That is the neutral zone, and somebody violated the space. All right. 1st and 10. It gets in the first down by way of the penalty. So Anaheim really could use that, and they take advantage of it. They're rolling right here, puts it up in a flat range pass or a pass out in the flat. A nice catch there by the bruiser back, number 12. The yardage after the catch, a nice job by him. That was Manny Kovaruberis, fullback. Looks like a classic build of a fullback too. So very nice job by him as he scampered for about a good 7-8 yards after he made the grab. Out of bounds he goes around the 10.
Yeah, and a good
10-yard line.
And a good block downfield by number 18. It's 18.
18, I'm sorry, yes. That was the receiver, Goliath Gaddy.
Yeah, good job by the receiver blocking. That got him an extra 5 yards.
Well, Gaddy having a good night here tonight. He's blocking help, receiving the ball, and of course he also plays defense. He's in all. Now we have whistles here, but no flags. I think somebody's calling timeout. Yeah, okay. Anaheim's calling timeout. Their first one of their 3 here in the second half. So they want to talk with their offensive coordinator and see what they plan on doing and take a breather here. And Anaheim, again.
It's a timeout by Valley.
Oh, Valley, I'm sorry, Valley, forgive me. Okay, well.
He signaled wrong.
He signaled wrong, that's right. So
but I couldn't figure out how, because he was on, it made no sense. Now it makes sense.
So I was wrong, but I was led wrong, Knox.
So
I was wrong, but I wasn't wrong.
You're part of the group that was wrong.
I was wrong, but it wasn't my fault. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, there are a group of you who were wrong. I wasn't wrong. I was just confused.
I was telling my Billy Kilmer story. Forgive me. But I was watching one of the old NFL films, old clips shows from years ago, and this is of course from many years ago when Kilmer played. I know he played for the Saints and the 49ers and the Redskins. Was he at the Redskins at the end of his career? I believe it was, wasn't it? And this is when he played for the Redskins, and I forget who they're playing, but it was a show about him, NFL film show about him, and it was with the old goalpost where it was one post holding up the uprights at the front of the end zone, and he threw a pass in a game that was late. It was close. They were down by less than a touchdown, and it hit the goalpost, and of course the play was dead. The posts back then were considered and still are part of the field, and they lost the game because he just had the most dejected look I've ever seen because it wasn't his fault. Puts it up. Look out! He's got a guy open. It's caught. It's caught in the end zone. He had his man beat by about 2 steps. That's all he needed. Touchdown, Anaheim. They're back in it. Look out. This one is far from over. What a nicely executed play. How about that? Gallegos. What a play there. That one came out just like it was designed on the drawing board. You got to like that one. How about that? And Pat Gallegos nestled it in the arms, right in his belly, and they are in for the extra point here. Very important here. They need to stay within 7. Hold is down, the kick is up. Looks good to me, and looks good to the officials, and it looks good on the board if you're an Anaheim fan. Gets victimized by the penalty. Again, the key thing there was that penalty that gave him the first down automatically.
First the fumble, then the penalty.
Yeah, so it's so Valley having a good first half now, experience a few more mistakes than they'd like here in the second, and that cost them a score there. They're still up by a touchdown. 9:53 here remains in the game, but you got to play a little bit more clean, a little bit more tight, a little bit more conscious of what you're doing. You don't want to give this one away.
To quote the great Pogo, the greatest single line in a cartoon probably ever from many years ago, we have met the enemy and they is us. Sometimes you make mistakes yourself and put yourself in the hole. That's what's happened twice on this drive. Let's see if Santa can pull themselves together. They have 9:53 ahead by 7. They'll be receiving the ball. See what happens.
All right. Anaheim kicking off here, defending the north goal, going to the south here in the fourth quarter. Aguilar getting set to kick. And a nice deep kick here. This guy just got a foot on it. I'm sure he's getting some attention from some scouts. Taken right around the goal line by the return man, looking for a lane. He's got one down the middle there. And he pushes his way, high steps his way down to about the 27-yard line. Not bad, as he got hit and knocked down there by big tall number 8 for Anaheim. 8 is Sergio Mendoza, who is regularly a defensive back. Looks tall. He's listed as 5'9". That's got to be wrong, unless I called the wrong guy out. But no, that was him.
Tackle made by number 29.
29 also helped on the stop. Joel Montes de Oca. So 2 guys helped on the stop. So Valley back to the offensive side of things. Hang on the football, Falcons. You need to. Imbalanced pick backfield they come. We have the strong side to the right here of quarterback Isaac Guerrero. Flags and whistles, whistles and flags. Dead ball foul once again. False start against the Valley Falcons. So again, problems persist.
I think it was the back who moved. The way he signaled that.
So Valley can't get out of their own way here in the second half. This causes gray hairs and frustration for any coach, but especially for your Valley coaches right here, right now. So 1st and 15 from the 23-yard line. Yeah, 23-yard line. They got to get to the 38-yard line for the first down. Okay. So here's a pitch, 2 out of the backfield. This is Hernandez on the look out. He breaks free. He breaks free. He's at the 40. He's at the 50. Will they have enough space there? He's at the 30 and the 20. They finally reach him, not before the damage is done. He gets all the way out to about the 11-yard line before he's finally caught from behind. How about that? From the 15-yard line down to the opposing 10.
Just an unbalanced line, and ran the pitch, and he popped it. No backers, no safeties. Fine run. You counting up here? What do you got, about 70? 77-yard runs. Good job blocking up front, and there was no second level of defense. He popped it, unbalanced line. They've been doing that a lot. Ran the pitch, the toss. It just a toss around the left behind unbalanced, and he blew it, and it was a great play.
That was a momentum changer, no doubt about it. Went from the minus 23 to the plus 10-yard line, up a 77-yard run. They come over the 2 of the backfield here. They're stacking the line with some tight ends for the blocking help. It doesn't help much, so they get pushed back. They'll probably give 4 motion, as in no gain, I think. And no gain, they'll rule it. So that was once again, Hernandez, not much going there. Did what he could. Or no, I'm sorry, Ariola. And that was Tafoya on the stop there. For Tafoya seeing some action here as a linebacker. 5'8", 155 pounds. That's pretty light for a linebacker, even on a high school level. But that's what he's listed at. Kind of looks more like a defensive back, but he comes up and lays the lumber. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 10. Smack dab at the 10. 2 other backfield in the I formation they come. Split receivers they come. This is Valley. Look out, rolling to the right, puts it up. It's caught in the flat. Look out, he's got some room to run in, and he does. It's caught at the 5, and then he goes almost untouched. Nice play, touchdown. Valley gets it right back, and they answer quickly to that score with their own. Number 5, Ariola. His 2nd touchdown here tonight. Scores and puts Valley back up by 2 scores. That couldn't come at a better time here as they answer back quickly and take a little bit more firm control of this football game. 33-20 right now with the extra point to come as they score their first touchdown here tonight through the air from 10 yards out. 10-yard touchdown. Very nice play. Very nice play by the Valley Falcons. Good execution here. A bit of a light snap there, but they get it down and they boot it through. It's good. And Knox Give us a scoring recap on this interesting game here so far, since you made such good notes on it. Got to give you credit for being diligent there.
Well, I've been trying to be diligent. I don't have all the details, but Santa Ana scored in the
Santa Ana Valley.
Santa Ana Valley scored in the 3-yard run first quarter with 6:40 left. Kick was good. Jonathan Diaz scored for Anaheim. 7-7 tie, a 29-yard run or so. Santa Ana, second quarter, 6:50. The quarterback, 1.5-yard sneak. Quarterback sneak, 14-7. Santa Ana again, second quarter, 2:05. Mr. Hernandez, 11-yard run. Kick was good, 21-7. Santa Ana, and they were opening it up right here. In the second quarter, 1:30 left. 12-yard, a 40-yard interception. That was the pick six. Hit 27-7, and then 3 straight by Anaheim in the second quarter with 3 seconds left. The field goal, 33. In the third quarter, 46-yard field goal. And then the pass, and then that great run and the pass down there for the 11 yards, 34-20. Somehow it adds up. I will amend and extend my remarks later for the record.
Bit of a bounce, takes it on the bounce here, and he just gets blasted back hard. A good, hard, clean hit. Hit him hard, hit him low. Wasn't about to let him go. Number 12 with a booyah hit there. Number 12 is Brian McGowan. And again, this guy's been all over the field here in the second half. Getting it done on special teams. Nice job by him. So he knocks his return man back to about the 20-yard line. So Anaheim, plenty of time to work with, but again, they need 2 more scores. They need both touchdowns here. So again, their biggest lineman on that line has got to be 78. 78's one big kid. He's the right guard, or probably the right tackle. The right tackle, 78, is Robert Rodriguez, 6 foot 320. Clearly the biggest guy in the field. Flags go down as whistles sound. Now what? More dead ball fouls here. So illegal procedure. So in a game in which the first, I'd say, quarter and a half or so was pretty well cleanly played, we've seen a rash of penalties pretty much since then. Pretty much just as soon as I say this is a cleanly played game, then the penalties come. Now, I'm accursed, Knox.
Be careful of your power. Guard it well.
You sound like something from Star Wars there, with the Force and Jedis or something.
May the Force be with you.
There you go. Well, that can be a farce in some ways. All right, they have it back at the 15-yard line. The -15, of course. I formation they come. Deep man takes the carry here, and he finds some room, but not enough. Kind of gets dragged down along as he goes to about the 19-yard line, just shy of the 20. It was Tafoya making all he could of a play in which he didn't have enough blocking help. Down he goes for a gain of about 4. Yeah, 4.5, we'll call it. So again, the clock continues to tick here, 34-20. And if you're Anaheim, I think you got to put it up in the air here because you got to make some time. And so I would not be surprised to see him come out with the mid-range passes, maybe some deep passes. But again, they are conscious and aware that Valley does have a good pass rush. We just haven't seen how good the pass rush is because, again, Anaheim has not thrown many passes here tonight at all. Maybe 5 or 6 here tonight, if that. I formation they come. They're rolling, well, more than that, maybe 7 or 8. But here they look at this. Wide open on that left side of the field here. Plenty of room after the catch to make some runs, and he does. Great yardage after catch, about 20 yards after he caught it out in the flat there. There was no one around him. The quarterback was drifting to the right, fake to the right, went to the left, and he had half the field in front of him. Wide open Knox. Nice play by Tafoya. Big gain of about 30 yards.
And a pretty good play by Santa Ana to let it only be about 35 yards. They were beat, but they
were a bit fooled on that play.
They were fooled, but they came back and held it to a bruise, but not a really big hit.
49-yard line of their own, going in the air on first down, just a touch high, hit him in the hand, yeah, just a little bit too high, and had the right idea, but just be careful with those high passes. That's how receivers can get hurt. Be careful. You don't want to get them blasted in the chest by an opposing team's helmet. And number 8 is intended receiver there. Couldn't quite come up with it. Intended guy, is Sergio Mendoza, who hasn't had that many opportunities today here through the air, but again, that one just above his reach. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. 7:31 remains. Again, they're looking for more pay dirt here. Anaheim is 2 receivers to the right side, the long side of Gidry, the quarterback. A flag goes down, puts it up. It's a low throw. Had Tafoya on his mind, but didn't have him in his target or in his sights enough, and it just falls at his feet. The ball well underthrown, incomplete. We have a flag, and let's see, probably a line of scrimmage infraction because that's where it's thrown, was actually behind the line of scrimmage. Maybe a hold as they were trying to protect their quarterback. is my guess. And
I missed the signal. Let's see if he gives it again.
Too. It's going to be against Anaheim because they're about to march it off against them. Ooh, illegal procedure. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. False start, illegal procedure, all kind of, sort of, kind of the same thing. Whatever you want to call it. 5 yards against Anaheim.
Again, that's
minus.
Clark, the referee.
It will be
So Anaheim.
third down and 10.
3rd and 10. I guess Valley declined it because they wanted to force the down. They want to be throwing. They want it to be incomplete. Had the right idea, but just.
That'd have been a good play.
Yeah, he had a wide open field in front of him, a lot of room in the flat there, but it was just kind of a little bit underthrown, and the way his body was at a different angle, couldn't come up with it. Incomplete.
Another very important play in the game.
Yeah. So Valley, interestingly enough, they didn't want to make it 2nd and 15. They made it 3rd and 10.
Yeah, they wanted.
So they declined on purpose. You know, I mean, that was. Yeah. There was a reason for that.
There's a theory in baseball. If you're playing a 9-inning game, you get 27 outs. Don't give away outs. Yeah. Just take the outs and just because you run out of those. Just keep them playing. Don't worry about the distance. Keep them playing.
Yeah, they wanted to make them have fewer downs and more than fewer yards. So timeout is taken. Valley getting a water break and getting a breather break here. Both sides are. 7:23 here remains in the game, and the Valley Falcons, you know, they looked sharp in the first half. A few rips and holes in the screen and in the second half here with their performance. You know, more penalties here in the second half than the first. But they answered. One thing I'll say for them here in the second half, they answered back quickly when Anaheim got within that.
Yes, they did. That was a remarkable play.
Yeah, that was, and it was
that was a huge turn because Anaheim seemed to have it going, and a couple of field goals, touchdown, were in a position, and the play just blew it open.
Yeah, and you got to give credit to Alex Hernandez. He follows his blockers so well early, and it doesn't take much of a lane for him to make the most of it, as you could see in that thundering run he had of that 77 yards that got him in a position to make that score that they did just a few moments ago. All right, 4th down, 10 yards to go. They're in going for it formation. They need a score. They are not punting. They're looking for a receiver open. He doesn't see anybody. He's going to run it. Guidry's going to run it. He's looking for. I think he's just got short. Yeah, he clunked bodies with the. He needed 10. He got 9.
I think he got 9. And that looks like the spot they're giving him. He did not make it.
Yeah, he's landing bodies with the linebacker downfield there. I think it was number 8, actually, Isaac Guerrero.
Good play. Good choice. He had a chance.
So Guerrero, who's regularly the quarterback, here makes a stop as a defensive back, and again he's regularly a defensive back, as he's now in the first half he didn't see that much action on defense, and now he's playing here. Defensively more and more, not every play, but just about here in the second half, as he gets a pat on the helmet from one of his players. And it looks like Coach Moore is the type of guy who puts stickers on the helmet for good performance, but if he did, Guerrero would have gotten a sticker on his helmet for that. Players love that stuff. They love the recognition stickers, but some coaches believe it, some people don't. But if they were giving them out here at Valley, he would have gotten one for that. All right, split backfield, imbalance and split backfield here. Valley, no other reason to keep it on the ground. They're going to do that, and down the middle they go. Most of the runs here tonight have been up the gut, and up the gut once again is Alex Hernandez, as he does a good stutter step run there for about 12 yards. And again, we've seen about 5 or 6 times here tonight. Valley getting the first down on first down. You got to like that. They move the sticks. The clock continues to run here, as you want to make that clock your friend and burn it as quickly as you can.
Good job blocking by the offensive line.
Yeah, they're doing a fine job here tonight. They really are. And again, we'll call out those guys one more time. Valley's number 52 is on the field there, Ishmael Solis. I didn't realize how tall that kid is. And they just keep it on the quarterback sneak. He just bowls forward right away with a good blocking help right in the middle.
That's what that's based on, is what's called, if they line up in an even defense, which is a 4-man line, nobody head up in the center, which is called an odd defense for some reason. But you see the even defense, every once in a while, there's no backer. They're just running the quarterback sneak. And he picked up 7 yards just right away. And sometimes, because there's just air in front of you, no linebacker, go for him.
Solis, I didn't realize that. You know, that kid's 6'3", man. I mean, he is one tall lineman. You know, if you're a defensive lineman, it's hard just to even see over him. If you're the guy that's got to go up against him. He's a tall kid. That's tall for anybody, for a lineman, but especially for a high schooler. We have a timeout on the part of Valley. The Falcons call timeout,
on the field,
and they will consult with their coaching staff. So again, Valley pretty competitive in the Orange League down through the years, and it was looked at to be the contenders this year out of their league, Catella High School, and them and and perhaps crosstown rival Century. And but the league, for the most part, is kind of a toss-up this year, and should be an even fight to the end to who can capture that league crown. Of course, 3 schools from every league always go to the playoffs, but there are some exceptions to that if you're in a small, like 4-school league. But most schools, the majority of the leagues, the football leagues in the Southland, in the southern section, for the most part, are 6 schools large. Every now and then you'll see a 7-school league or an 8-school league, but 8 school used to be the norm eons ago, like back in the 80s, and now 6 schools is pretty much the norm. So usually have 5 league games. Down the middle they go. The deep man takes it. He's got it. He needed it about 4. He got about 5 or 6. Hernandez. And Hernandez, he does a good job protecting that football. And it's not always the first guy to bring him down. He usually takes more than one to bring him down. He tires out a defense.
He's had a tremendous game.
He's got probably out 200 yards for the night, I would imagine, with that huge run that he had.
Especially with that. I bet he does. He's earned a couple of starts tonight. He's played very well. Whole offensive line has, and the backs and quarterback and everything. But that's the way it works in life, folks. He gets the credit for it, but let's give credit to everybody else too.
Tall, big kid for a tailback, certainly. And he takes the pitch here and handles it, and he gets thumped from behind, but he kind of gains yards as he falls down, as he was kind of hit into falling forward. As the main, the guy that laid the lumber there was number 81 gets 5 yards. Hernandez does. Luis Perez, first time we're calling his name out here tonight. Defensive back, senior, 6'1", 160 pounds there for the Anaheim Colonists. Makes a stop, but again, the clock continues to tick, and Valley is up by 2 touchdowns. So if you're the Anaheim Colonists coaching staff or fan or alumni, your hopes are a little bit on the ropes. Imbalanced split backfield once again. They keep it. The quarterback pushes forward. Guerrero, nice job by him.
It's a great call. It's a great call because you get it real quick up there. Yep. It's like the old dive play, real quick. Nobody runs the dive play anymore, but that's a quick thing to keep them off balance because they're looking for that slow stuff, or the halfback powering off tackle, or the counter trade look with the slow trap coming. Just pop it.
It's kind of unexpected almost.
Yeah, and if you got a lineman uncovered, just pop over him. Just good offensive scheme. I like that.
I like the play calling. Coach,
there's a big gap. You can see the gap there. He could do a sneak right here and get a couple.
He might try it again. The strong side's the left side. They run to the left side here. The pitch. This is Hernandez looking for a lane. He hits it. Nice job. Still on his feet downfield. And he did a very nice job in cutting and following and seeing the lane. And down to about the 10-yard line he goes before he's finally clobbered there. But again, he does the damage for about another 13, 14 yards. And down to the 11-yard line. Let's see here. He got creamed there by Aaron Luna. Luna, linebacker, 5'7", 165 pounds. Again, we got a lot of light linebackers down there. Kind of a small defense for Anaheim. 1st and 10 from the 11. 2 out of the backfield. This is Hernandez. His up man stays into block for him, and he just is met in the middle of the field and just crushed. Actually, well, his motion is stopped. They whistle it down. He is not physically down, but the play is over.
87 made the play, I believe.
Now we have a very late flag.
Very late flag. Oh.
I didn't see anything physical, but it could have been.
I didn't like what you said.
Probably some after extracurricular shoving or pushing or cheap shot, or maybe somebody mouthing off.
A
personal foul.
It's amazing that I was just standing there.
Yep, personal foul.
Oh, on the offense.
Huh. Oh, so coaches don't like that. Those are mental mistakes. You even when you're winning, coaches don't like to see. I'm sure he'll get an ass chewing when he comes to the sidelines, or certainly after the game here tonight. They march it back 15 yards. So not a good thing. There are rules for reasons. Play within the game. All right, 4:03 remains. Valley they are pushed back to the plus 21-yard line, and again they got to get to about roughly the 2-yard line for the first down. So they were taking their old sweet time on this huddle. I don't blame them. Burn every second you can. Make the clock your friend. They're doing the right thing here. Well-coached game.
Slow play, especially on that. As they say in poker, slow play it.
Might as well. Even if you don't score here, you're burning as much time as you can off the clock. The other side needs 2 touchdowns. Sets up the throw, a deep drop, puts it up. He's wide open, no one near him. Touchdown. In the middle of the end zone right there to the far right side. Somebody missed an assignment. Nobody picked him up. Touchdown, Valley. And how about that? They are back up by 3 scores. Number 10.
Is number 10?
Number 10 makes the grab there for the Valley Falcons. What a nice job. Nicely executed play there. Duran Sevastin. So again, like I said, Sevastin, I don't think he had a touch here in the first half, and he's just really a shine here in the second. Nice job by him. as no one was near him. I think it was a misassignment or a misread or something by this part of the Anaheim Colonists, as Valley takes firm command in this game here late. 40-20 right now. Extra point to come here as number 4 tees it up here is Eddie Cabrera. And Cabrera connects, again, 6 touchdowns, 5 extra points made for the 41.
We've been so impressed with the kicker for Anaheim. The kicker for Santa Ana Valley has done a fine job too. The snaps get there. Yes, they get there. They're not particularly quick, but they get there. The holder does a good job getting it down, and the kicker booms it through. He's had a lot of practice tonight, but he's kicked very well.
So impressive performance here tonight by Valley. Again, they've had a few warts here on the performance with some of the errors here in the middle of the game, from like the middle of the second quarter to a good portion of the third. So a few errors, some turnovers, some penalties. So again, coaches always kind of take a look at and try to they'll enjoy the win while they have it, but they kind of look at it as a business-like thing. We need to improve. Again, the old saying is good teams don't beat themselves. And if they expect to be a serious contender here and make some noise in the playoffs, you got to keep those those mistakes to a minimum if you plan to make some noise, in the playoffs. So Valley kicking off. 3:38 remains, so it's a tight order for anybody to get 3 touchdowns in that short amount of time, but let's see what Anaheim can do. I'm sure they're not going to come out laying down here. This is on the return here to Foya. Once again, as he's been a busy night. He's had a busy night here tonight, catching passes, running the ball. He's had a few, and on the return, he's a versatile player, and he's showing his talent in more ways than one. So Anaheim, you can bet they're going to probably come out shotgun and come out firing. I don't think they're just going to say, okay, we lost this game. They're going to give it all they can to see what they can do before that final whistle sounds. But if you're Anaheim, you got to go fast huddle or no huddle, I should say. So it wouldn't surprise me if you see this be their only huddle on this drive. They come out of I formation. They send 2 receivers to the left side, the long side of the quarterback, Guidry. The strong side's the right. And he gives it to his big bruiser fullback, and he just gets buried early there, not much there. And again, poor blocking help on that right side, or on that left side of the offensive line, the right side of the defense. And the main guy that got in there and cuffed him was number 34. 34 is Joel Reyes, linebacker, 6'1", 205-pound junior. Nice stop by him, had some help from his friends. 3:10 and ticking here. Again, Anaheim has 2 timeouts remaining, but they look like they're making an effort to stop the clock. Looks like they're just kind of coming out in this drive here like they're accepting their fate. But again, it's just too little time to do too much. So wide split backfield they come. Receivers are split relatively wide. 2nd and 10 from their own 32. And again on the motion, they've done this a few times here tonight. Scampering to the right side, and then just kind of gets hit from the side here. Got hit on the hip there. Was number 10. That was once again Duran Sebastian, who was a wide receiver. Came out of that slot position, or pardon me, that far left position there. Running to his right in the motion. So he pushes his guys out to about the 37-yard line. 38-yard line almost. Yeah, 38-yard line. And they got to get to the 42 for the first down, 3rd and 4. 2:12 and counting. Strong sides are right, again, split backfield. And kind of semi-bobbles the ball there. The fullback, bruiser back, bulls forward there. Again, again, 12, Manny Covarrubias. And Covarrubias, just that classic build of a fullback, low center of gravity, bulls forward, but he's a kind of the guy that you kind of might have bruises on your legs and on your side and your arms, trying to bring him down. He's a load. He gets them 6 yards, he gets them a first down, but they need yardage and bigger chunks than that. 151 and counting here.
44-yard line.
Coming out of the I formation. Sets up the throw, back staying to block. It's thrown down a mid-range pass, hit him in the hands. He should have had it. He knows he should have had it. Incomplete. He's disappointed with himself. Incomplete. Sergio Mendoza was the intended receiver, the wide receiver, senior, 5'9", 150 pounds. And got to give credit to Valley where credit is due. We have a flag down. Okay, I didn't see that. Thrown in the offensive backfield area. So my guess is probably going to be against the Colonists here. But no, wait. No, they're marking it against Valley, pardon me.
Maybe could have been interfering with the passer, whatever.
Yeah, that is the call. Very good, Knox. You can still have that coach's and player's eye. You are correct. And
So that's what it's at.
okay, roughing the passer.
Get the right phrase here. You know?
There you go. So they have it at the plus 41-yard line, but plenty of yards to go. We're plenty of scores to make up for. So if I'm the columnist, I'm gonna go deep. I got nothing to lose. Go for broke. I would. They send 2 receivers to the right side, the long side, coming out of the I formation. Valley stacking the line anyway. Sets up. Has some protection, puts up a nice spiral pass. He's got a guy open. Oh, ooh! I did too. It was I was on target, and kind of the players, the defender that was up before, kind of went to the back, and the receiver went the other direction.
He had a chance to pick that one off. Yeah, I mean for the offense, he had a chance to catch that.
That was close, and
Fabian Kuhn defending on the play.
Fabian
It will be
in on the stop there. Fabian Kuhn. C-U-E-N, interesting last name. I don't think I've ever seen a last name spelled that way. Kuhn, that's a unique last name. Defensive back, 5'7", 140 pounds. He's only a soph. There's a few sophomores on this squad here for Valley, more than one, about 9 or 10. Quarterback kicks out. Man goes in motion here. It's 2nd and 10 here. He's in trouble. Look out. Down he goes. A solo sack, and he wasn't about to let him go. Alex Hernandez, he is my player of the game. He's got to be yours, I would imagine. Knox too. He's been just stellar here tonight. Offense, defense. Alex Hernandez. He's had the game. He's had the
he's had a wonderful
performance of the night here. He's been really sharp, not just on offense, but he's come up big there and have a good sack as Valley registers their 2nd one of the night there. And again, Anaheim didn't throw all that much in the first half, maybe 3 or 4 times, but of course went to the air more here in the second. Out of necessity, they'd like to run it. They're a run-first team, but they pay the price there, lose the yardage. We're inside a minute. It's going to be 3rd down and 14 yards to go. They're at the plus 45-yard line, and we might see 2 more plays, and this game is probably going to be history. Wing back to the left there. Strong side is the left as well. They drop back about 5 steps. He puts it out in the flat. Intended receiver was the fullback, incomplete. Kovarubas couldn't haul it, and he did all he could, but it was just kind of off target.
Well. It was covered pretty well.
Yeah, he was a bad angle there.
Pass, but they were coming up pretty good. 3rd down coming up.
Just a touch underthrown, too, and he just couldn't quite get his body behind it. So it'll be 4th down, and they'll probably go for it. Why not? You got nothing to lose. See what you can do. And this one is, for the most part, over.
Oh, yes, it is.
Valley.
40 seconds left. 20 points, 21 points. If they win it, we will be famous. We will be on YouTube.
This is a classic Valley game. They won this game and played this game the type of game they wanted. They for the most dictated the pace and the tempo of this game, and they play big wide gap here between the defensive tackles, and they come for the rush, but they're neutralized there. Puts it down the middle, incomplete.
Ball game.
Yeah, that was the end of the game there. That was 4th down, and it just falls incomplete.
Get a victory formation, and we're done.
Yep. 44, Vidal Almazan, who again playing a good game here in the second half. Got a hand on it, and it was just nowhere near the receiver, incomplete. Valley takes over on downs, and they'll just take a knee, and they throw the Gatorade of the water against the back of Coach Moore, and Coach is pretty happy that they're coming out with a victory here tonight. It was hard earned. They played a good game here tonight. They really did. Again, few errors, few mistakes, but they'll have to address that, and they will. That's what coaching staff's all about. That's what they're for. And they'll just take a knee and they'll call it a night, and why not? There's nothing else to do. This is the game. So the Valley Falcons here tonight move up to 4 wins.
He fumbled it.
Oh.
Goodness gracious.
Huh. Fumble and recovered there.
Yeah. Haven't seen that.
That's kind of weird.
Yes.
Wow. Number 14 for...
It was just too casual, and the center went forward, and he stayed back, and the ball just landed. So we have another play or 2.
Aaron Luna on a night where there is a full moon makes the recovery, so Anaheim will have 1 more shot at it, or maybe 2 more plays here. I don't think I've ever seen that, Knox.
I'm not sure I have either.
Nope. With the exception of the miracle of Meadowlands back in 1978.
Yes.
And of course, you probably know the answer to the trivia question. I'm going to zing with NFL trivia. It's not over. The game's not over yet. Who was the guy that returned the pass or returned the fumble for the touchdown for the Eagles? I'll give you a hint. He works for ESPN, a very well-known, very outspoken commentator and announcer guy. Black guy. Look, he puts it up deep. Receiver in the area, looks like it hit the Valley player, but the ball falls out of bounds, incomplete. He was also a coach for 2 teams in the AFC, and last coached about 3 or 4 years ago.
But I can't remember his name.
Herman Edwards.
Yeah, Herman Edwards, exactly.
He's a colorful guy. That guy's funny too.
Kansas City, I think, for him.
He's a riot. That guy, I love listening to him on ESPN. He is fun and funny and interesting and very outspoken and just an interesting guy. But yeah, he was the one that scooped it up and ran it back, and that was back in 1978, the Sunday before Thanksgiving. The Giants actually had a winning record going in that game. They won no more games in the end of the season, and all the coaching staff was fired after that play, after that season.
One of the amazing plays in football history.
Absolutely, no question about it. They had the game packed away, and they should have just fallen on it, and they were called for a run to Larry Zonka. In trouble is the quarterback, and he is sacked. So what a signature way to end the game. The Valley Falcons sacked the quarterback on the last play of the game here. They bring him down, and Guidry's kind of hurt, not hurt, but slow to get up, and a loss of about 10, or maybe 12.
The offensive and defensive lines, all teams for Santa Ana Valley have played well. But the offensive and defensive lines put a lot of pressure on, played very well all game long. Hernandez had a wonderful game. Quarterback played a nice game. I love those quarterback sneaks against those uncovered linemen. Get an even defense, go for it. That'll do it. Ball game.
Indeed. So 5 seconds tick off, and the Valley Falcons are victorious here. Week 7 here on October the 18th, Friday night at the Santa Ana Bowl by the score of 41-20. No field goals. It was all touchdowns and 1 missed extra point. And they always led this game. They were never trailing. Their biggest lead was 21 points, as you see them win by 21, and their thinnest lead for a brief time was 7. Some of the players got better as the game went on, and Hernandez just had a good game all the way through, and Guerrero did a good job of managing the game well and getting his guys the ball cleanly on the handoffs and the runs and the pitches. And he didn't throw it that many times here tonight. He didn't have to. Valley is a run-happy first kind of team, and if they like to churn it out on the clock, churn it out on the ground, it was their kind of game, really from start to finish. Yeah, they had a few errors here and there, like I said, but they played their kind of game and won their way.
Their ball control offense, but the play that truly saved them was that 77-yard run.
Yeah.
That was the one that just came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
looked like Anaheim had some things going with the ball control for Santa Ana Valley, but that play.
Exactly. The timing of it couldn't have been better.
Couldn't have been better. That won the game.
They got that thundering run that got them down to the 10-yard line. They punched it in with the pass, and of course they scored 2 touchdowns by way of the throw here in the second half. They haven't had too many of those here this season. They do it here, and Valley showing a little versatility. They have a good passing game, but they're pass second and run first. There's no secret about that. Any coach watches their films or their tapes or their DVDs or whatever their games knows what's coming with Valley. It's a matter of can you stop it, and a lot of schools at this level can't. As Anaheim couldn't here tonight, but they did their best to. In a game that had its moments, though, and it was a fun one, even though it wasn't a super close one. It was an eventful game, and it was an interesting game, and for a running game, it was a well-fought game on both sides. Well, we want to thank everybody for joining us here on Channel 31, SAUSD TV. My name is Peter Pigskin Hebner, along with Knox, the Professor Wasley, our famed color announcer here joining us for the game. We want to thank everybody for joining us here on the local channel, watching exciting varsity high school football week 7 as the Valley Falcons up their record to 4 wins, 2 losses, and a tie in the year, and more importantly, they move to 2 wins and no losses in the league, so they'll stay on the top half, the upper part of the upper echelon in the Orange League. They got to be happy about that. It's an exciting win and a big one, no doubt about it. Well, we want to thank everybody for joining us, folks, and you guys have a good week, and we'll catch you next game. Until then, good night.